His reaction is more doctor as his pregnancy from into hospital sub what happened next with cycle by doctors. Like so the link to the video will be the description below. Go on second month. So let's into this working with 2 1.
Dr. Alex Martinez thought he had successfully hidden his deepest secret from everyone at the hospital. But when he collapsed during his shift, the ultrasound results would reveal something so shocking that it would change not just his life, but challenge everything his colleagues thought they knew about medicine, identity, and the human body. Meet Dr. Alex Martinez, a 32-year-old gynecologist working at Metropolitan General Hospital.
Yeah.
To everyone around him, Alex was the picture of professionalism, a dedicated doctor who had earned respect from his peers through years of hard work. He lived quietly with his partner, David, and seemed to have the perfect life. But Alex was carrying a secret so profound that
That's a baby bump.
even as a medical professional, he never imagined it could become reality. It started subtly. Alex began feeling nauseous during his morning rounds. At first, he brushed it off. Maybe it was the hospital cafeteria food or stress from the demanding schedule. But the symptoms persisted. He found himself rushing to the bathroom between patient consultations, feeling dizzy during surgeries, and experiencing an unusual fatigue that no amount of coffee could cure. "You look terrible, Alex," his colleague Dr. Peterson commented one morning. "Are you coming down with something?" "Just a stomach bug," Alex replied quickly, forcing a smile. "I'll be
He's pointed.
fine." But Alex wasn't fine. As weeks passed, something even more alarming began happening. His clothes started feeling
It's a baby bump.
tighter around his midsection. His usually flat abdomen seemed to be expanding. The whispers started in the break room. Nurses exchanged glances when Alex hurried past. Fellow doctors began making casual comments about his appearance. "Have you been hitting the gym differently, Alex?" one resident joked. "You're looking a bit rounder." Alex's heart raced every time someone mentioned his changing body. He started wearing looser scrubs, avoided mirrors, and made excuses to skip social gatherings. The secret he'd been hiding his entire adult life felt more fragile than ever. As a gynecologist, Alex knew bodies better than most. He understood reproductive health, hormones, and pregnancy like the back of his hand. That's exactly what made his situation so impossible to believe. Alex had been on hormone therapy for years. Every medical textbook, every study, every piece of research he'd ever read told him the same thing. Testosterone therapy makes pregnancy virtually impossible. His menstrual cycles had stopped years ago. His body had masculinized. This couldn't be happening. "It's just weight gain," he told himself, standing in his bathroom at home, staring at his reflection. Stress eating. Too many late shifts. But deep down, a terrifying possibility gnawed at him. The symptoms were textbook: morning sickness, fatigue, abdominal growth. As a doctor, he recognized them immediately. As someone who thought pregnancy was impossible for his body, he couldn't accept what he was seeing. Days turned into weeks. Alex's partner David grew increasingly concerned. "You've been acting strange lately," David said one evening. "Maybe you should see a doctor." "I am a doctor," Alex snapped, then immediately regretted his tone. How could he explain that seeing another doctor was the last thing he could do? How could he risk exposing the truth he'd hidden for so long? It happened on a Tuesday morning during a routine consultation. Alex was examining a pregnant patient when suddenly the room began spinning. His vision blurred, his knees buckled, and he collapsed to the floor. Code blue, room 304. Code blue. Within minutes, Alex found himself on the other side of medicine, lying on a gurney, surrounded by his own colleagues. Dr. Sarah Kim, the emergency physician, took charge. "Alex, can you hear me? What's the last thing you remember?" "I'm fine," Alex whispered weakly, trying to sit up. "Just need some water." "You're not going anywhere until we figure out what's wrong," Dr. Kim said firmly. "Your blood pressure is elevated, and you look dehydrated. We're running some tests." Alex's heart pounded as they wheeled him to the examination room. Every test brought him closer to the truth he'd been desperately hiding. "Alex, I need to do an ultrasound," Dr. Kim said, preparing the equipment. "Your blood work shows some unusual markers, and given your symptoms." "That's not necessary," Alex protested, but his voice was weak. "As your doctor right now, I'm afraid it is." The moment the ultrasound probe touched his abdomen, the room fell silent. On the screen, clear as day, was the unmistakable image of a developing fetus. Dr. Kim stared at the screen, then at Alex, then back at the screen. The other medical staff in the room exchanged bewildered glances. Alex, Dr. Kim's voice was barely a whisper. You're pregnant. About 20 weeks.
20 weeks pregnant.
From what I can see,
Penguins.
the silence in the room was deafening. Alex closed his eyes, feeling the weight of his secret finally crushing down on him. There was no hiding anymore. I need to tell you something, he said quietly. Something I've never told anyone here. With tears in his eyes, Alex explained his truth. He revealed that he was transgender, that he had transitioned years ago but had never undergone surgery to remove his reproductive organs. He told them about David, his husband, and how they never thought pregnancy was possible given his hormone therapy. I'm a gynecologist, Alex said, his voice breaking. I know the science. Testosterone is supposed to prevent pregnancy. I stopped having periods years ago. This shouldn't be possible. Dr. Kim nodded slowly, her medical mind processing this complex case. Testosterone can suppress ovulation, but it doesn't eliminate it entirely. In rare cases, especially if hormone levels fluctuate or if there's a gap in treatment, pregnancy can still occur. The medical team listened with professional compassion, but Alex could see the shock in their eyes. Not judgment, shock. They were witnessing something extraordinarily rare in medicine. Word spread through the hospital quietly. Some colleagues were supportive, others whispered in hallways. Alex faced a difficult choice. He could take leave and hide, or he could continue working and face the reality of being visibly pregnant in a place where everyone knew his story. Alex chose to stay. I'm still a doctor, he told David one evening, his hand resting on his growing belly. I'm still the same person who's delivered hundreds of babies.
Yeah.
This doesn't change my ability to do my job. The pregnancy progressed with careful monitoring. Alex worked until his 8th month, adapting his duties as his body changed. Some patients were surprised, others were curious, but most simply trusted the skilled doctor who had helped them through their own pregnancies. On a quiet Sunday morning, Alex's contractions began. David rushed him to the same hospital where he worked, where Dr. Kim and a trusted team of colleagues were waiting. Ready to meet your baby? Dr. Kim asked with a smile. 12 hours later, Alex held his son in his arms.
Oh.
David stood beside the bed, tears streaming down his face, as they welcomed their miracle baby into the world. He's perfect, David whispered. In that moment, surrounded by the beeping of monitors and the soft sounds of their newborn, Alex felt complete. The secret that had once terrified him had led to the greatest joy of his life. Recovery wasn't just physical for Alex, it was social and emotional. Some colleagues embraced him with newfound respect for his courage. Others struggled to understand. A few made inappropriate comments or treated him differently. But Alex had learned something powerful through this journey. Authenticity is stronger than fear. He returned to work 3 months later, more confident than ever. Patients who heard his story often found comfort in being treated by someone who truly understood the complexity of the human body and experience. Alex and David raised their son with love, honesty, and pride. They taught him that families come in all forms, and that love is what makes a family whole. This extraordinary case teaches us that medicine and life is full of surprises. The human body doesn't always follow textbook rules. Alex's story reminds us that transgender individuals face unique medical considerations that require understanding, not judgment. More importantly, it shows us that our assumptions about others are often limited by our own experiences. Compassion and open-mindedness in healthcare can make the difference between shame and healing. Alex's story challenges everything we think we know about pregnancy, identity, and family. His courage to live authentically, even when faced with the unexpected, led to one of medicine's most remarkable cases. Here's what I want to ask you. If you were Alex's colleague, how would you have reacted? Would you have been able to see past your assumptions and support a fellow human being through such a life-changing experience? Let me know in the comments below, because sometimes the most important medical breakthroughs happen when we open our hearts as much as our minds.
Wow. That was Modaco as his presidency from Intel Hospital South, what I've been next with Saku. Modaco tells the link to the video we will description below. Go and check them out in pop I like if you like. and comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one, and subscribe if you're new, and click the bell so you can be notified for me upload and me post and upload and go live. You know what? Bye. Wow.